News coming in right now. The Enforcement Directorate seeks production and ED remand of accused Manish Sisodia for 10 days. Manish Sisodia will be produced now in court at 2 p.m. today before the court, where the Enforcement Directorate will be asking for 10 days of custody. That is the latest that's coming in. The Enforcement Directorate approached the Delhi court this morning seeking production warrant for Manish Sisodia. Remember, he was arrested by the Enforcement Directorate last evening. He is in judicial custody. He is lodged in Tihar jail as we speak, but the Enforcement Directorate wanted to produce him physically in court as they sought his custody. That has now been granted by the court. So Manish Sisodia will be brought by Tihar jail authorities to the Rouse Avenue court this afternoon at 2 p.m. where the Enforcement Directorate will seek 10 days custody of Manish Sisodia in order to grill him further vis-a-vis the alleged money trail as far as the liquor policy of the Delhi government is concerned. The liquor policy which subsequently stood withdrawn by the Delhi government. Remember, Manish Sisodia was arrested by the CBI first. The CBI then, of course, grilled him, sought a couple of extensions, but in the last instance in court, they did not seek an extension, because of which Manish Sisodia was sent into judicial custody. Interestingly, Manish Sisodia's bail plea also comes up before the Delhi court today. But with the Enforcement Directorate tightening its noose around the former Deputy Chief Minister of Delhi, it's very unlikely that he will, in fact, walk out of jail anytime soon. My colleague Munish Pandey is now joining me live at the moment. Munish, just to break this down for us, what does this mean? What has happened in court this morning, and vis-a-vis the bail plea of Manish Sisodia, which is also going to come up before the court today?
Follow me, as Manish Sisodia was inside the Tihar jail under judicial custody. Yesterday he was arrested by the Enforcement Directorate. So as per the process, they approached the court and the court has given a production warrant, which means that Tihar authorities have been asked to produce Manish Sisodia. The time has been given, 2 p.m. today. It means that Manish Sisodia will be brought from Tihar jail to the Rouse Avenue court at the designated PMLA court, and later the Enforcement Directorate will be asking for 10 days of custody. The Enforcement Directorate has also told the court that Manish Sisodia was placed under arrest at 6:20 p.m. last evening. He was informed about the grounds of his arrest. He has signed the arrest memo. So in overall, it means that Manish Sisodia will be brought to court this afternoon at 2, and later on ED will be arguing for his custodial interrogation, which means that they will be asking for his custody, and initially they are asking for 10 days of custody. It will be up to the wisdom of the court that how many days of custody is granted to Enforcement Directorate of Manish Sisodia. But also, follow me, what is going to be important, that his bail application in the CBI case will also be heard by the same court at 2 p.m., which means that there are two parallel matters. First, the ED will be arguing for the custody, and later the bail application will be heard. But as you pointed out, follow me, it will be nearly impossible for Manish Sisodia to walk out of jail even if it's granted bail in the CBI case, and ED would like to keep Manish Sisodia in their custody for at least next 10 days.
Okay. Munish, stay on with us. Shrishti Ojha is also joining us over the phone line right now. Shrishti was in court this morning when the Enforcement Directorate sought a production warrant of Manish Sisodia. Shrishti, if you can bring us up to speed with what happened in court, the arguments.
Well, yes, following the Enforcement Directorate, as was expected, has moved the Delhi Rouse Avenue court today, seeking production warrant to produce Manish Sisodia before the court today. As we know, Manish Sisodia is already in judicial custody in the CBI case that has been filed against him with regard to the alleged Delhi excise policy scam. Now, legally, it's a requirement that if an accused is in jail and if ED wants him to be produced before the court and seek his custody, a production warrant has to be sought before the court, which is why ED counsel argued before the court that a production warrant is needed, and they also want the court to remand him to 10 days custody of ED to investigate him further. The court had also asked ED counsel if the grounds of the arrest have been told to Manish Sisodia as is required under the Act. And the ED counsel has informed the court that grounds of arrest have been written down, and also Sisodia was informed of all the grounds of arrest. He was arrested yesterday at 6:20 p.m. After that, the court noted that an application has been moved by the ED under the relevant provisions of PMLA and the Criminal Procedure Act and that after being arrested by the IO, he's required to be produced before the court within 24 hours. And that's why ED has requested that a production warrant be issued to the jail authorities, so the IO can seek ED custody of the accused. Thereafter, the court has directed that a production warrant be issued to the jail, be directed to be issued in name of the jail superintendent. We're talking about the Tihar jail here, where Sisodia is currently in JC. And they've also directed that he be produced today at 2 p.m., which is also when his jail hearing in the CBI case is listed. So even if he gets some relief from the court in the CBI case today at 2 p.m. when the bail hearing comes up, if his custody is granted, if ED is granted his custody, there will be no relief in any way for Manish Sisodia as far as today is concerned.
Okay, so Manish Sisodia has not much to look forward to if we understand what is likely to happen in court today as far as his own bail plea before the court is concerned. But those two parallel matters are likely to come up in court today at 2 p.m. The Enforcement Directorate seeking 10 days custody of Manish Sisodia and Manish Sisodia's own bail plea in the CBI matter coming up before the Rouse Avenue Court as well. Shrishti, stay on with us. Munish Pandey, our colleague, continues to be live with us. Munish, again, as far as the Enforcement Directorate's case against Manish Sisodia is concerned, what is the Enforcement Directorate likely to do over these 10 days that they're seeking custody of Manish Sisodia?
Well, Paulamy, the Enforcement Directorate is probing this case under Prevention of Money Laundering Act, which means that they will be focusing on the financial trail as far as this entire alleged excise policy scam is concerned. Now, as far as the ED is concerned, remember, ED was the first agency to mention this part in the charge sheet that Manish Sisodia, who was then the Deputy Chief Minister of the National Capital, he had destroyed at least 10 phones. So there was one allegation that he was involved in destruction of evidence. The second important allegation against Manish Sisodia was that he was coordinating and working very closely with Vijay Nair, one of the prime accused in the case. They have also said that Manish Sisodia is the main conspirator of this entire scam. As far as the financial trail is concerned, what the ED has alleged that they have a money trail of almost 100 crore rupees. They have a financial trail that the South Group gave a kickback of rupees 100 crore to Vijay Nair and other Aam Aadmi Party leaders. So they have linked Vijay Nair with Manish Sisodia, they have linked Vijay Nair with Arvind Kejriwal, and ED has gone on to an extent of saying that even at one occasion, the Chief Minister of Delhi, Arvind Kejriwal, also spoke to one person over a FaceTime call, that is, he spoke to Sameer Mahendru. So overall, the ED case is little different from the CBI case. CBI was only probing criminal conspiracy, destruction of evidence, and whether there was any corruption or not. But as far as ED is concerned, their primary focus is going to be on the money trail, but also they have already mentioned about Manish Sisodia's role in their charge sheet. They have mentioned that he was involved in destruction of evidence, he was the main conspirator, and they will be focusing on the part where this has been alleged that one of the draft copy of excise policy, the second draft copy, which had the experts' opinion, including the top legal experts of the country, that file went missing, and ED is alleging that Manish Sisodia is aware of that missing file. Apart from that, the profit margin of 12%, why it was raised, he will be asked about that part.
Okay.
Also, the part where this draft copy was leaked to the South Group much before, 3.5 months before it was implemented. So all these questions will be asked to Manish Sisodia over the period of next 10 days.
All right. Manish Pandey and Shrishti Ocha, thank you so much for joining us with all of those details. So Manish Sisodia will be produced in court today at 2 p.m. The Enforcement Directorate will be seeking 10 days custody.